Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking housing or shelter-related Chinese characters. So we have seen this cover with the chimney a lot. This whole thing is called mian. I don't use them in my everyday communication. They're only the supporting characters that to make a new story. And today's main character is this shape. We don't really have something corresponding to the shape in English writing system, right? It's kind of an L, right? With like a puncture through a slanted H, probably. Okay, if we try to memorize it that way. It doesn't really make much sense. And this bottom character, this main character, was not commonly used in Chinese as well. Without checking the dictionary, couldn't pronounce it. Well, it turned out it's pronounced as zhái, and the whole thing is pronounced as zhái, and it means residence. By residence, we mean it's your owned and your primary home. And the reason of zhé is there. If you look at 2,000 years ago's dictionary, that makes a lot more sense than just this random shape, which is standardized and then digitized, that based on like human handwriting efficiency. But if we look at 2,000 years ago, so we have a horizontal line in there. We met quite a lot. That horizontal line, if it's not top of the frame, it's not the sky, it's the earth. And here, especially, we are showing the root of this plant going through the above and the lower, from underground to above the ground, that this horizontal line, this ground line cannot place at the very bottom of the frame, right? Because we're showing both sides of it. Even if humans, we live above the ground for most part. And the bottom, okay, here is a very minor detail. Chinese is leftward facing, meaning we regard or default the forward moving direction is toward the left. So if you see here, this root that grow from, a seed underground, I don't know, a few inches underground, and when I try to find its way to above the ground to finally meet the sun, right? It's moving toward the left. See that? So it's kind of almost subconsciously, Chinese was describing a plant's journey as if it's taking a human journey that's going forward by going toward the left. Okay, that's a sideline. And then this plant growing, finally break the ground, and then have this top tipping like that. And we have seen that in he, meaning the crop or whatever seed is heavy and the top of the plant cannot hold it up straight. So it's kind of dripping toward the side. And I gave you the sense, almost like the full life cycle of a plant. It has a root, it grows from the bottom here all the way to, you notice once it's breaking the ground, it go upward, it go anti-gravity. It doesn't move anymore. But before it breaks through the ground, it's kind of going toward the left, which is the cultural embedding. Of course, plants can grow however the sun is positioning or water or whatever plant's condition, plant's world. Okay, and then this vertical line with the dripping, almost like, okay, ripening. That plant comes to its fruitation. The next life cycle is about to start. So that's the whole plant. We have seen tree symbol or wood symbol have the more complicated root, right? It's like at least 3 branches. We use just 3 to mean like at least a 3-dimensional, many branches, as complicated as you want to imagine. But that Chinese use 3 means many, multitudes. Here it's just one single root and single stalk. So that's the simplification of a plant. It's not necessarily be a tree. It can be just 1 year grass kind of a plant. But still, this imagery gives you the sense of as a person settle down to a place, committed to the community, purchase a house, right? Kind of stick with the place for a long time. So this plant take its roots and is growing there, fixed in this place. And that's the comparison, the parallel comparison. So that's why we create the concept here, residence, kind of permanent, settled, rooted housing condition, as we use the plant symbol to create this concept. So that's zhái. Okay, a few examples. 老宅, old residence, which give it a sense of it's cross-generational. So it's at least your parents' generation started, and then you continue living in the same housing. Okay, 住宅, 住 is living. So I guess we emphasize 住宅. 住宅 means you actually live there instead of using it as a vacational house. So 住宅 means literally residence. You reside in there. Okay. 社情有宅. 社 design. 情 emotion or feelings. 有 have or with. 宅 residence. Okay, what is all about? Okay, honestly, I don't see this expression in my everyday language, and it's buried in our classical literature. It came from 文心雕龙, literature heart, carved snake, not snake, dragon. Okay, I guess Chinese have to use dragon to symbolize the best kind of artwork. So 文心雕龙is about the earliest, I guess, literature instruction work. So it's a writing about writing. Let's say that. So in that, it got this advice for up-and-coming writers. 社情有宅. If you're designing an emotional process, the plot evolving, right? Here, we're not talking about a plot. We're just talking about the emotional build-up. You designed this way, 社情, right? Design the emotions. 有宅, you have to provide a residence to it. So it's about world creation. While you're trying to design certain emotions in your storytelling, you have to create a world, a residence with it, so that there is context, why it happens, why the emotional processing or development go this way, because it's contained, 有, have, in this world, residence. So it's about story design, the background, the setting, design, and then based on that, with that, you can start to design the emotions. Well, I'm not an author or storyteller much, but I can see, well, how this is universally applicable. Back then till now, English or Chinese, any human storytellers can apply this principle. So 宅 in this case as a world or background or setting or context. Okay, 宅心仁厚, 宅 reside, your heart, 仁厚 with sympathy, with, I guess 仁 means you treat people with kindness. 厚, well, 厚, literal translation is thickness. 仁厚 means your kindness is thick, means very generous kindness. Like you have lots of goodwill or positive feeling or positive will. Yeah, I guess goodwill is better toward others. And that's abundance, a lot of them, whole thickness of it. And 宅心, you want to reside your heart in a place of kindness, treating others with plenty of kindness. So here, 宅 simply means you resign. You want to plant your heart in that shelter permanently. Stay in kindness. Okay, so 宅. Thank you for your time. See you another day.